You ever have buyer's remorse on something you haven't even bought yet? Well, this will be the second time I've been with a Cougar.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Junkyard Digs. Today you join myself and Angus in a shed somewhere in Iowa. A classic start to another classic adventure. Now, we've been to this shed before. This is an old turkey barn that we bought 2 Datsuns out of last year. But this time, we're here for this. A 1976 Mercury Cougar. And we're going to see if we can get it running and driving again for the first time in, I don't know, we were told like 30 years. Let's go find out. Angus, how are you today?
Really hot.
It is miserable in here.
Turn the AC on? Yeah, if you would.
So, this right here is a 1976 Mercury Cougar XR7, which might sound fancy, but for 75s and 6, they were all XR7s, which was the well-selling performance badge from the prior generation of Cougar.
Gotcha.
So this whole generation was all XR7s.
Bandwagon, yay.
I don't know anything about this. The guy that we got the Datsuns from got a hold of me and said, hey, here's a really dusty car. You're going to want it. And he was right. Hot rod red with a white vinyl top. And it looks to be in pretty okay shape. The top does have a bit of tearing, but it feels pretty solid. Yeah, the A-pillar's there. A little bubbly here, but not bad. Let's take a look at the inside. This thing is a pretty high trim option. Look at all the trim on the side. Ooh, dude, it's nice in here.
It's very red.
The vinyl top looks fantastic. The dash is perfect.
Wow.
That is...
Well, it's not perfect.
Yeah. Well, the dash pad is perfect. How about that? It could be worse.
Well, yeah, it could be. Is this like a 351 mod? That would make it worse.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be a 351 modified. That was pretty much the engine option. Let's go look.
That's an engine.
That is not a 351 modified.
So
I think that's a small block Ford.
it's a 351.
That's a 351 Windsor, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's no embosses for the exhaust. It's flat. The manifold bolts flat against the head, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 351 Windsor.
Nice. Well, bad news bears. I don't think we're going to have cruise right off the bat.
Huh. Someone took that. We got tags on the plates to see how long it's been sitting. No front plate.
Nope, no rear plate.
Let's look for some clues here.
I'll check the trunk, I guess.
Yeah.
It's the only thing we haven't looked at yet.
A
Nothing.
Frisbee.
Oh, plates.
Oh, hey. Those are 79s, I can tell you right now.
They sure are.
Oh,
Last
dude.
registered 85.
That's a custom vanity plate, 85. You don't come across custom vanity plates often.
Is
And
this-
one that says "purr" in a Cougar.
Well, yeah, for self-defense.
All right, well, we can stare at it all day. What do you say we drag it out of here?
Please and thank you.
Let's do it. I didn't bring a trailer, and I also didn't bring anything to get it running and driving.
Yes.
We do have severely flat tires and a tow truck. All right, over, under, and these taking air.
0%.
I can't help but agree. If they do, and the 10% chance of them making it an hour home. All right, we got 3 tires to take here. We hooked her up to the opposite corner of the bumper where she's all smashed up. Maybe watch your face. Cover the things you love most. All right, look at that.
Look at that!
Thing of beauty. That's a very strong bumper that's going to be quite difficult to straighten is what I'm learning. Golden. Look at that. You know it's a sports car when it fits in the whole frame and I'm not that far away. Well, I don't think that one is going to make it home. Greg, this is way dirtier than it was in there again. Can we put it back?
Go for it.
This dust.
We'll watch.
Every
You can keep the title and keys if you want to put it back.
All right, well, let's shuffle some wheels around, see if we can get 2 that hold air on the back, and see if we can tow this an hour home.
Yeehaw.
All right. The yard crane does it again. That'll do. Well, you don't think that tire's going to make it home?
You want my honest opinion or for TV? This one aired up, didn't
This is
it?
the best one besides the other good
It
one.
didn't make it 20, 30 feet.
Dude, it's a good car, I'm telling you. You just don't see it yet.
No, because there's nothing to see.
It's
Why do you always do this?
It's a fantastic, like, look at that big, nice drum brake and all the frames. There's still paint on that one piece, if you want to call it that.
Just goo.
All right, well, let's see what we can find in Indianola at 7 o'clock for 15s. All right, well, they had one random tire around here that fit and held air, and we have the spare, which looks completely shot, but it's only like 60 miles. This is one of the dumbest things we've ever done. Gentlemen, thank you much. Wish us luck.
Fun.
We're gonna need it.
Safe travel. Don't call if you need anything.
Place your bets. How many miles out of 60 do we make it?
2.
2? I'm gonna say 10. Okay, here we go. Onto the open road. Oh goodness, I can't see the tires, so we won't know if they're flat. Why is it so bouncy? Jesus, oh no, the radar. Oh no. And so the car will start getting a bath in an hour. Let's see, we got a 1 hour drive at 60, so a 2 hour drive at 30?
Yeah.
You know any good stories?
Well, this one time, I did quit my day job to go work for some YouTuber. And he drugged me all over hell and creation, picking up the worst cars imaginable.
Must have been Dalton.
Yeah, that was that pole barn garage guy thing.
I guess we gotta get her home. The rains are coming.
Yes, it is, and it looks angry.
All right, I still have a tire on this side. It's a shape. It's kind of, it almost looks like it's not bolted on, but we know it is. Onward. Oh, thank God. The cops were busy. We've got 37 miles left to go. I just saw this tire. It doesn't look like it'd be the worst idea we've ever had to put a little air in it. A little booster shot.
Oh, look at that.
It's quite warm. There's a big bulge right here we're gonna ignore. Yeah, 10 psi. It was a little low. Let's pump that back up to 20 and keep her going.
Are you defacing the car now?
Yeah, making it extra worthless. Here's a Cougar. Have you picked a name for the Cougar yet?
It's not my
Cougar.
car. I don't want this car.
It's definitely yours.
Why do you keep doing this to me?
Mark my
Run this
words.
thing into a telephone pole.
Someone already did that. It's fine. They didn't care at all.
Around for a while. Wow.
Sorry.
The sun. Ah.
Well, we decided to stop at the infamous Casey's in Runnels, Iowa. You know, everyone's been here. Got some gas in the truck. A little more air in the tire because that got way more pressure than we do with the old DeWalt booster pack thing. So that should get us a good distance, eh?
I'm so afraid of this tire.
All right, she's as full as we're brave enough to fill it once again. Back on the road. Ooh, big bump, big bump. Oh, that's probably gonna be the one. All right, well, it still seems to be back there as far as I can tell. Just keep ignoring that. 25 miles left to go. Moving on. A lot of bugs out. Good year for bugs, as Angus once said.
Yep, sure is.
Well, I suppose we won't have to give this one a pressure wash.
It's coming in the windows.
They're coming in the back door. I think nature's gonna clean this one up for us from the looks of it. It is already looking much more red.
Are we in crisis?
No, actually, we have pulled it off. We're home. Oh, yep, it's just a rim back there. Oh, good. Oh, you can hear it now.
I can. Oh no!
I was like, we actually made it. No, it's on the rim. All right, I suppose with that, we'll shut this all down and be back in a few days to work on the Cougar.
Very nice. It hasn't magically gotten better looking. In fact, it's gotten worse.
Ah, yes, the Cougar, which has been sitting right here waiting for us to get time to work on it for a couple months now.
I don't think anybody's actually surprised.
Nah, I'm not. A couple unfortunate incidents have happened since this was on camera. This tire blew up when we were bringing it to town and wrinkled the shit out of this corner panel, so that's junk. This tire blew up on the way home and did minimal damage. It just tore up some rusty metal front and rear. So unfortunately this car went from having one bad corner to 3 bad corners. And
It's mostly bad.
Yeah, there's but one that remains.
Well, let's fix that.
Yeah, that's what we're here to do. Not. Yeah, I don't know what the hell we're going to do with this, but we're going to see if we can get it fired up, have a little fun with that 351 Windsor, and then probably graduate it past the point of our ownership into the hands of another.
Some might call it a promotion.
Yes.
Some might call it a death sentence.
Dalton from Pole Barn Garage wants this thing, so we're gonna see if we can get it running, maybe even driving. Step one, the running.
Yeah.
It's a 351 Windsor. It's a what? This is like a late 70s car, so it should be Duraspark, which means electronic ignition. No points to sand. We're gonna slap a battery in it, hit it with the spray, and it should light right off. Ah, yes.
Man, this is really just a Lincoln Mark IV with a better engine. Well, our carb is not stuck. I've given up on taking the air cleaner off. It's on there. But our accelerator pump moves. Everything else seems to move.
Damn. Okay.
So I like that. It's got crank windows.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This is supposed to be your car. Yeah. Dude,
fine.
it's got full instrumentation, like tack and all.
Oh, I forgot about that.
We could put that in Ben's Ranchero. It's the exact same dash.
It's not bad in here.
Those days. I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with a...
Legendary random radio clip.
I've tried everything, and I'm Chuck Norris.
All right, well, let's see if it cranks. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and hit it right away. Go ahead. That's all it takes. That's great. Do it again. One more. Okay, yep. I didn't know if it was pulling fuel from the tank. It wants the juice. One more. I want to see if it'll bring something up. Indeed, we do not have a working fuel pump yet, or the fuel tank, or any of those. Which is expected after sitting how long?
I don't know. Refer to the beginning of this video.
Oh,
we
yeah.
remembered better back then.
Yeah, no shit. Do we hook up a temp fuel system and try to drive it in the shop?
I mean, that would be most of our problems solved. We're not going to run this fuel system, I wouldn't imagine.
It might still work.
It's full of insert number of years old goo.
I don't know. It might not be. It might be. You never
You know
know.
what? If it is a problem, it won't be ours for long. Step one to installing our temporary fuel tank. Fill up the tires because I can't get to the fuel pump.
Step 2, install fuel tank.
It's a good thing you missed. Yes.
All you can do is the fuel pump. I'm curious. What are the odds we're going to have brakes? Ooh. Not terrible. Fronts are still nice and full. We might not have to do brakes this week, Angus.
Don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Oh, yeah. Fair. We're screwed. We have to do brakes now this week, Angus.
Don't say that either.
All right. 1 gallon milk jug fuel can system installed. Go ahead, sir. Oh, yep, we got a working fuel pump. We got fuel pissing out of that little soft line up there. It is cracked. Yep, that would cause a leak. All right, well, cut an inch off of that, get that replaced, and try it again. Is this it? Is this going to be the revival we do with the pliers?
And a Leatherman. I used a screwdriver bit.
Oh, then you've ruined it.
Right, I've ruined it. All right.
All right, light this sucker off.
When I hit the
Hey, does the horn work? Oh, dude, this car's way too good to get destroyed. Go for it. No way. It's leaking fuel like a sieve still. One of our hose clamps is probably not tight. But it just fires off and idles. That's incredible.
There's a praying mantis on this car.
What?
Look at him. He's just a little guy.
Touch it.
No, I'm afraid.
He likes cougars.
Oh!
See you later. He's like, you're not going to touch me? I'll touch you.
He was after me. I didn't like that. And if it's a she,
Angus is scared of women.
I'm afraid of women.
Definitely
Unilaterally. Doesn't matter if I've known them for years. I'm afraid.
Or if they're a bug.
Women bugs? Really scary.
All right. Hit the key. Let's.
Now that that's out of the way.
I've got the fuel leak fixed, I think. Let's see. Oh, actually, that's the EGR leaking. The idle pliers in there. Yep. Did you think this thing was running yesterday? What do you see for gauges?
Well, we got a tack. Seems to be working.
Oh yeah.
Speedo, well, so far it's accurate. 25,897.
Oh, that's probably 125.
Oh, certainly. We are charging. We have a steering wheel. We got a full tank of fuel. Oil pressure is, we have it. Temp is low. The clock is reflective. It's about 250. So
Wow. Just sitting here and idling like it's nothing. When you rev it, the leaking EGR, like black smoke and shit comes out of it.
nice.
Oh. Woo! She might have a bit of a leaky power valve or something. Should we throw some brake fluid in it, see if they bleed up and see if it moves?
Yes.
I would say see if it moves, but it's all downhill from here. And we've done enough damage to this car.
Yeah.
If you do crash, aim for the front right. It's already done.
I'm aiming for the front left. I like them even.
Let's see if this acts just like that Lincoln we did in the last video and just bleeds up after you pump it 5 or 6 times. We had exactly the amount needed. That means it'll work.
There's a bunch of stuff floating in that.
Oh, that's just the extra brake friction.
We're gonna ignore that. Going down.
Oh yeah, you're getting bubbles out of the fronts hilariously. Yeah, just keep that up for a while. Here, I'll cap it off so you can get a little more speed.
It's already feeling firm.
Just like that?
50-50.
Oh.
The fronts definitely are doing something.
Yeah, the back's never had any air come out of them, so yeah, good enough to try to move, right?
Yeah, it might stop.
All right.
It might never move.
That's very true. Wait, what was the fluid in here? Was it? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Tranny fluid.
Yeah, there's like 5 quarts of trans fluid in this car.
I don't
So
see how that could be possibly relevant.
dead silent. Anything? Yeah, she's low on fluid. Alright, well, our suspicions were correct. Hey, you know what it probably is? It's probably a front seal again. It's just like last week, but not on our channel. Which is an excellent segue into a clip I filmed during that. Look what's back on camera. And look who owns it now. Steve. The 69 F100 that's been on the channel a few times has now been repaired fully and is ready to make a 400 plus mile trek home under the guidance of the guys from Build Season.
Yep.
Steve and his wife Megan will be driving this all the way home to Wisconsin. So if you want to check that out on their channel. I'll do a thing right up here somewhere. A link down in the description as well. Build Season.
Build Season.
Good luck to you, sir.
Thanks,
Drive
man.
safe.
Yes.
I mean, you got your escape pod, so what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, right. At least if we run out of gas or blow up on the side of the road, we got a way to get to the gas
You
station.
got a half-running Honda. That'll make you home and back.
Yeah, we can make it home.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I probably just said it, but again, go check out Build Season. They just bought that F100. That thing is going to be awesome. He's going to put a turbo on a 360 FE. I am so interested to see how that turns out. Steve is great on camera. He's an awesome host, and he's really smart and does turbos, which doesn't seem to be a common thing on YouTube. It's like one or the other. All right, you put the trans fluid in. I'll put the air in. Let's see if it moves. Hey, there we go. You what?
It breaks. And it goes.
Oh, dude, what a unit. You even got brake lights. I don't know about you, but I think we should go for a lap around the block.
It needs more tranny fluid. It's coming in and out of gear.
Okay, it needs more air, too. I'll handle the air, you handle the goo.
Okay.
Oh, that's not you.
It's just like surging.
All right, this is a race. We're going to see if we can drive around the block before the tire goes flat. Odds are not in our favor. Ooh, power steering works now. I'm sure that's fine, right?
Our chances of it exploding are going down by the second.
Dude, this thing drives nice.
The tires are a little bumpy.
Yeah. Tires, believe it or not, touch out around. Oh, still low on trans fluid.
Touch out of fluid, touch out of fluid.
Had we brought tires, we could have drove this home from that turkey barn with like a battery, and that's it. You can do a burnout.
I bet it will.
Let's find out. That was a big fireball. wrong side.
Yep.
Woo! Look at it coming out of the window well. She's a runner, that's for sure. That 351's got some nuts for a 2-barrel. I've never pulled a car out of a shed and done a burnout and watched it successfully grab second gear and let me play with the throttle. It's coming out of the carpet. It's coming out of the window. It's coming out of the hole in the quarter. All right, I think this thing's worthy of some parts. Let's get to work. All right, what's on our list? Oh, welcome to the shop remodel, by the way. We've redone our floor again with better paint. We've got some goodies over here we'll get to in a little bit. We've got this beautiful bastard from Lev Rack. This is a Beef-O-Matic hanging sliding drawer storage unit with all sorts of custom shelves and stuff, and all our power tools and stuff are in here, and it's got a light and all of our brake stuff, and that's done a lot to clean up the background and gives a big old logo. So huge thank you to Lev Rack. We've got some new cabinets and stuff over there for storage, and
Everything else up over there.
yeah, a long ways to go yet on that half the shop, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
For now, we need to knock the video out. So for now, we need to get this Cougar video knocked out. So we know it runs, we know it drives. It's still a little low on trans fluid. I don't believe we have any back brakes, which is why that burnout was so good. We need to find ourselves some tires, maybe do a little carb work if that power valve's still sticking. Just kind of some generalized cleaning and maintenance stuff, and bring this sucker back to a reliable point of driving on the road. Let's do it. All right, I just went and ordered us some tires, so we're committed to this now. Angus is popping our rotor off the front here, as you can see. It's pretty glazed.
It's a good thing we have a tool for that.
Yes, we do. Yay, Modi.
Had nice grease in it.
Dude, yeah, look at the grease. Looks fantastic.
Pretty good.
Yeah, they're not bad. I think we can just deglaze that and get away with it.
Well, we do need hoses.
Oh, yeah.
The hoses are kind of coming apart.
Yeah, a little bit. So just standard safety stuff for this car.
Yeah. I've already started soaking the lines. Hopefully they break off. Hopefully they come undone, not break
Hopefully
off.
they break free.
Don't break off.
Break free. I was able to pop this drum right off. Pretty hilariously easily, actually. As you can see, it's very wet inside, which means this wheel cylinder is no bueno. So I'm gonna hop on the computer, order up some parts from O'Reilly's. Angus is gonna keep tearing our front apart, and we're just gonna move right along. You found what now?
I found a spun bearing, more or less.
A spun race inside the hood. I have never seen that before.
I didn't even know that was an option.
You know what? Here's what we do. Maybe we just reset it. Like pound it in a little more.
Right. We'll fill that part with glue.
Yeah, we'll pop the race out, throw some double bubble in there, set it back in. It'll be good forever.
Just bonus bearing. That's emergency high speed bearing.
Main bearing freezes? No problem. You have bushing.
You've been downgraded to bushing.
Oh, wow. That's a very warped rotor. Holy cow. Anyway, while Angus is cleaning those up, saving some money there, it's time to save some money over here by finally, for the first time ever, being able to do our own tires in-house at the shop, thanks to BenPack Ranger and their top-of-the-line tire changer and laser balancer. So this is going to be really nice to have. Huge thank you to BenPack. Excited to get these fired up and see how they work. Shall we?
Yes.
Let's do it. Fancy, fancy. Ooh, even fancier.
Big fancy. Yeehaw. And it's just that easy.
All right, there's one. There's our rotor, looking good. How's the tires going?
Oh, they're going great.
Oh, God.
It's like a hula hoop, but I always win. To do the tires, you must beat the tires. You've given me too much power with this machine. Now I'm about to reach my true form.
All right, quick update. Our rotors are done. I'm currently packing some grease into wheel bearings. Got those all cleaned up, ready to go back on. Angus is working on new wheel cylinders in the rear.
Yeehaw. Got all 4 lines disconnected To be specific, not broken.
Broke loose, not broke off. Angus is going to keep on keeping on with the
No,
rears.
I'm not. I'm going on strike.
Angus is going on strike. I'm going to finish this all on my own, just like the olden days.
You've been stricken.
You don't have a union. You can't go on strike.
I had like 5 in my hand the other day.
Those are just break unions. You can go on break. That's it. All right, been a little bit. Angus is finishing up our passenger side.
Yes. New hose and refurbished brakes.
Well, we didn't get the paint out, so I don't know if we can say that. They might not be fixed,
But they are different.
but they are different. You know, someone should make a shirt about that.
Somebody really should make a shirt that says that.
Yeah, that'd be cool if they did that. Wonder where you could find one.
Oh.
Driver's side now has a turned spindle, repacked bearings, all fresh grease, as you can see. Let's go ahead and get the bearing on that, get that tightened down, throw the caliper on, new hose, and I think that's going to end for day 1 because we're waiting on wheel cylinders.
Unfortunately, yes.
All right, we'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, Angus.
Good morning.
What are we working on today?
We have tires. They've arrived. It's magical.
$86 a pop. This car's hardly worth that. But thankfully, we're not paying for mounting and balancing for once.
Yay.
Because of the wonderful Benpack Ranger R76 ATR, we are able to mount these ourselves. Now this thing is one hell of a machine. It does stuff we don't even need it to.
Yeah, and basically there's a plethora of accessories on this machine that can help you set tires over beads, keep tires down if they got a really stiff sidewall. There's like 3 or 4 different attachments specifically for that.
I think it's 4, yeah, that slide out one there. This
One
like
I've never even seen. This just rolls right behind your leader and just keeps it following down the leader.
There's also this feature, which we never showed.
Yes, this is a tilt back unit that we did not get nearly far enough away from the wall.
Whoops.
There. Like nothing even happened.
Way too much
It's a lot of machine for what we're doing today, but someday
It's gonna be nice.
it's going to be really handy.
So yeah, there's that, and then next to it we have this guy, the LS43B Laser Spot Balancer. This I'm really excited to see how it works. For once, we can blame ourselves for our tires being out of balance.
Yeah, we can be fully responsible for our wheel shake.
Hey, you know what we never got?
Pretty much any consumables for this thing.
New
so
valve
far.
stems.
No, we don't have those either.
I'm gonna go get those because I'm pretty sure they're bad. Ran down to the boys next door and stole some of their nipples.
Yeah, we're taking their jobs and their nipples.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Now there's a tire on this circle. Now it's time to fill it. This is my favorite part because this machine has something cool I've never had. This is our air filler. It's got a gauge. This is pretty standard. That's not the cool thing. The cool thing is it's got this bead blaster built into it with an air tank built in on the back side. Ta-da!
Got some recoil.
It do be blowing.
Sweet. Now let's spin them. See how that does.
Ta-da!
Bueno.
Bueno!
I wonder if it balances bent rims.
Judging by what I've known about balancing wheels and tires.
Oh, you got a special one.
Yeah.
Optimized. There it said something about this. This is something cool this machine does. It optimizes. What it does, essentially, is takes a measurement of the rim and the tire.
Yep.
And then I think you have to balance it 3 times and unmount it twice. Finds the offsets of the rim dimension and where it's wrong and the tire where it's heaviest. And then it sets those, so statically as a unit, it is the most balanced it can be. And then you balance it again. This does not fix problem wheels, it says, but it lessens the imbalance of a wheel that is significantly out of balance depending on the state of the wheel. So, something we're probably gonna use a lot because these rims, believe it or not great. We already have one bent one, so we gotta switch one around. I'm excited to see how this works.
Me too.
Here you go.
A book. I get to read.
Well, hey,
She is balanced.
that worked pretty well. Cool. I've never seen a machine do that.
It's very nice.
Very nice. All right, let's get these suckers mounted up. Thanks, Benpack. You rock. Angus is finishing up the brakes back here. I've got the suck machine out, and we're gonna drain what's in the tank. It's some delicious, goopy stuff. scrape it around a bit, you get flashes of rust and stuff. So clearly that tank's in excellent shape and we'll have no issues with it whatsoever. You know, I would say that fuel does not look that bad for sitting for 20 or whatever the hell it referred to beginning of video amount of years. But actually, when you collect it, it's quite rusty. So might be a bit of rust in that tank. We could pull it down and try to pressure wash it.
Yeah.
Or we could throw some fuel filters in it and see if we can make it all the way to the bar for bingo night.
I like that idea.
What time is it?
3:13.
Okay, bingo starts at 7. We got 3.5 hours to have this thing on the road and ready to drive 15 miles. All right, that's that. Brakes are done. Now I don't actually say done as in like completely fixed, good to go, because unfortunately we got something wrong with either our prop valve or our master cylinder where no fluid is going to the rears, but the fronts, where 70% of our braking is anyway, are done, and they are working properly. So that should be more than enough to get us to the bar for bingo night, 15 miles from here and back. We'll let whoever it is who owns this car next deal with it. As you saw, we've got our fuel tank drained. There's some fresh fuel in there. Angus is throwing a fuel filter in line right now.
Oh, I should probably put a clamp on first.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Not that one.
Maybe not. Throw one filter on and take one with us, and that should be enough to get there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be just fine.
Certainly.
Hang on our very first set of wheels that we put on by ourselves. They don't fit.
What?
The center hub's the wrong size on this one. Well, you know what? That sounds like more problems for the next guy. Alright, Dalton. This one might be a little sticky. Funny part is I know he won't watch this video.
Nobody warned him.
And he won't know until after he's probably actually never touched it. Probably someone even after him.
Huh.
It'll be back to Angus.
No.
Alright, let's put some hubcaps on this sucker. Get her dressed up. Fresh from the trunk. Looking good. They're actually in great shape.
A little dirty.
Yeah.
Somebody should do something about that.
Nah. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't kidding.
I don't know, I like this one more. What do you think?
It's not going to solve our rich issue.
It's a Wix. Alright, absolutely filthy engine. Remember, it's not about what's on the outside, it's what's on the inside. Let's see how she runs. We've done nothing to change anything, so...
We put an air filter on it.
Oh, you're right. Alright. Also remembering the EGR leak. Is that the horn?
Oh, might be the power steering.
Oh yeah, it was low, wasn't it? Will it rev?
Not willingly.
I wonder if our pickup doesn't work in the tank.
Yes.
There's a very high possibility of that, and I mean that is what we were testing after all. We do not, in fact, have a functioning fuel system.
Who could have ever foreseen this?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird. All right, I've created this. The line evacuator 9000. Hopefully this gets all the rust out of the sending unit. Let's find out. Come here, sucker.
Oh yeah, it's blowing out here. Yep, there it is.
Cool. Alright, try it the other way. Alright, to really double down on our chances of temporary and mediocre success, we've gone blown into the fuel tank and got fuel to come out this end.
Yes, we did.
So it should be primed.
There's a lot.
She's flush too. We're just so thorough and good at this job.
We're just so quality stuff.
Hit it. Just like that fast. Okay, it's fixed. It instantaneously had fuel. I don't know how that works. Dude, look how good it idles. Give it a rev. You would never know it was parked. Let's go for a drive. That thing runs so good. go for a cruise, not a drive. Fasten your seatbelt.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Hey Kevin, fasten your seat. Uh-oh.
There we go. I had to push it down first.
Better please hold while I put my seatbelt on for realsies.
Okay, yeah, you can just jump for a bit.
Hi, Mom.
Oop, too much power. This is just like that Lincoln, but it's not a Lincoln, so it's like better. Because there's less going on, like normal windows and everything. But look who it is. I think Ryan wants to buy this thing. Hey,
It's for sale.
some real American steel.
Put me on the list.
All right, there's one for the list. Ryan. Maybe that guy. He looked at us a bunch. All right, first stop, as is tradition, let's get some fuel in it. And maybe we'll swing on by the car wash, get this thing cleaned up a little bit. Oh yeah, torque heat. Dude, oh man. You gotta love a 351 Windsor, and it's a 2-barrel. Imagine what this car could be if we pulled the motor out, threw a $400 Eagle crankshaft in it, some 302 pistons, and kept the stock rods and made a 393 out of this. This could easily be a 400 horse motor for like $1,000 or less.
In a Cougar.
In a big body Cougar, oh, you couldn't ask for a better daily. Like, look at that. Nice. This has a rear sway bar. I'm not gonna say it handles, because it takes 3 to 5 business days for the wheel to catch up to itself. But it, in theory, would handle high-speed turns a little better. It's funny, the Cougar went from a Mustang in the 60s, Mustang body, and even early 70s to this, the Lincoln Continental. How'd that happen? I don't know. But we got sway bars out of the deal. Dude, this thing is really good. All right, keep your eyes open for mid-70s Cougars, everyone.
I don't think they call those Cougars anymore. I think they've reached a different classification.
Gilfs.
Yep.
God, I love frogs. All right, let's give this thing a bath. I thought I smelled coolant.
It looks like it's coming from in front of the radiator.
I know, I'm seeing that. Is this gonna be a will it drive to the bar without overheating again? It's half full. Well, the good news is that we're at the car wash, and the car wash uses water, so does the engine, so. What coincidence.
That son of a gun. You can't see it because it's a dark, abysmal pit down there, but ow, it's hot, and we have a leak on the side of one of our tanks. This view. Is this the goo that made the Ninja Turtles?
All right, well, I'm gonna start washing the car. You wanna hit that with the degreaser?
I can't believe it only took $1.25 to rebuild that engine.
Well, there's still a bunch of oxidization in the paint, but overall, especially when it was wet, it came out pretty good. The other day I did do a little buffing right here. As you can see, hey, what's up? It's me. And I might have to save that for a body man. That and, you know, the crumpled up front corner and damage to the quarters. I've heard of a guy down in Missouri that's good at body work. I don't know, I might have to send this to him.
I heard it's a piece of shit.
There's a callback.
What do you think, Mr. Bear? I think it's a piece of shit.
Angus is dealing with our coil right now because the connections got wet when we pressure washed the motor. Got a little water up into the sugar cap as well, so we're just trying to get that dried out. Pretty typical. But once that's done, this should fire up and hopefully drive us all the way back and not run out of coolant.
Yeah.
Is it a pretty good leak in the front of it? Make it to the bar for bingo leak or break down at the stop sign again.
Oh, well, I mean, I could say we'll make it to the bar, but you know we'll wind up at the stop sign again.
All right, come on, girl. Oh, she thought about it. I think it's wet plug wires. It's fine. She'll dry out. It idles great, it just won't rev. I think it's probably literally just plug wet cap. Yeah, all of it. All right, ignoring that, onward.
Yeah, look at that. Slightly more red.
Nope. All right, here we go. Heading out of town for the first time and referred to the beginning of the video a number of years. The Cougar is back on the road. Amperage looks good. Temperature looks good. Oil pressure is... Those gauges are super inaccurate. Oh, no. We've proven many times that 351 Windsors do not need oil. I mean, it's at the bottom of minimum, so it's probably like 10, 20. Probably inaccurate. The seatbelt, I hate the seatbelt. This is disgusting. Does yours do this? Does it clamp both sides of your shoulder?
Not really, no. It just kind of falls limp.
How do I get mine to go limp?
I don't know.
Oh, we have blinkers? We do. We have an indicator even.
Hunting sale event.
Oh, yes, the hunting sale event.
And the police.
Hello, the police.
Oh,
That's not.
oh, it died. It ran backwards. Did you hear that?
That's exciting.
It's super flooded right now. Well, Union Pacific Railroad, we're going to be borrowing your turnoff here and seeing if we can get this fixed. Wow, that brake booster does a lot. This sucks without a brake booster. It's firing and then catching on fire. You hear that?
Yeah.
What is going on right now? Yeah, we didn't even make it to the stop sign. We made it like a mile or two,
Huh.
if even. We are not going to make it to bingo tonight, I don't think.
No, judging by the way things are.
But it would be cool to make it back to the shop. Inside our cap, it's acting like it's advanced. It can't be advanced, but it can get the points inside the cap wet, and then forget which cylinder's which. Essentially, as the electricity arcs all over the damn place. So I guess we need to just let this cool for a little while and dry off, and we'll try it again. My hypothesis was correct. It's wet. All right. Well, we need that to dry off, and then this will run just fine. What's happening there, like I said, is it's all wet, and water conducts electricity, and sparks are made out of electricity, so it goes wherever the hell it wants and takes the path of least resistance, which is not to the high resistance spark plug. Let's let that dry out, and then we can try this again. That must be a big hole in the radiator.
Yep.
There is
No pressure.
no pressure.
Yes.
Or coolant. Well, I'll tell you what, nothing else, it's quite scenic.
It's a poetic picture, really.
Okay, that should be long enough. Let's see if it starts. It's running like shit, but it's running. Hold on to see 4 or 6, I don't know. On the wood. There we go. On the wood.
Yes.
It's probably the fact that we washed the car and got water on it. But I have also seen that Torino I had split the radiator hose right at the hose clamp there. And after I parked it at Menards, I went back out to it and it wouldn't start. And it was doing the same thing, which is how I knew right away that this was a wet cap. I was like, what the hell? A pinhole popped right around the hose clamp and it was just spraying water right onto the distributor for the 20 minutes I was in Menards. So there's a non-zero chance this is doing something similar. We keep drying it out, driving, smelling coolant the whole time. But look at this. that is quite loose. The old girl's definitely got some flaws. Still needs a good little bit of work, but damn if it's not driving down the road right now. I suppose that answers that. No, we can't drive it to bingo.
No, it just simply will not let us.
Although, runs great now.
It's not a Lincoln, but I think this might be a town car after all, because it only likes driving around town.
Yeah. Runs absolutely flawless. Okay, there must have been water in a bunch of shit, and we got her all dried out. I don't know if I'm satisfied with leaving this like this.
Yeah, it's kind of anticlimactic, isn't it? We didn't get to go to bingo.
All we have to do is fix the radiator tank. It runs perfect now. It must have dried out whatever was wet, because... Okay. It runs.
It runs as good as it did-ish.
Yeah. I think if we spent one more morning working on this and fixed the radiator and got that sealed up, this could be a good driver. Right now, there's still a few too many problems. Alright, let's deal with that in the morning. We'll see you then. Alright, it's the next morning and adventure has found me. The Cougar now has a purpose and I have a destination. This morning I drove that 59 F100 we did this spring into town and sold it back to the guy that we bought it from. So that thing's back where it belongs. That's pretty cool. But that does mean that I don't have a ride home. All we have is the Mustang 2, which is a giant pile of crap and is basically a donor driveline car. The blue C10, which would run and drive home, but the steering box blew up again. And Mook Scoop, which still makes a whole bunch of rattly, clattery noises. So this guy right here is the best contestant. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be a big issue. All I have to do is make the radiator hold coolant. So let us try to do that. Drying all night. I bet this thing runs perfect again. Give her a couple pumpages. There you go. I have some pumpages. Oh, easy. All right, let's see if we can get the radiator to hold liquid. All right, there we go. I have to say, for a Ford, this is the easiest radiator I've ever removed. It's much like GM, where it's held in from the top with a couple of retainers. Ew. Yeah, it's not typically the color of coolant, in case you were wondering. Alright, let's get this guy cleaned up, flush out a little bit, maybe flush out that motor with the garden hose as well, and see where he's leaking from. I'm going to go on a limb and say, like, there, the area. You can see how wet that is. And this whole side tank. I've got some soldering to do. Alright, so we've got our radiator inside here. First of all, visually, just a lot of crap, but nothing like standing out as, yes, this is definitely where the leak is. So that's fun. Pretty much this whole tank is wet and corroded. To fix that problem, we've got our smoke leak detector. I'll leave a link for one of these down in the description. This is from Amazon. It's pretty affordable and really good for finding vacuum leaks and radiator leaks. I'll hook this sucker up and right away. Oh, I see it already actually. That guy right there. Sounds like a turbine coming up to spool. What in the world? Alright, let's get the solder and brushes and torch out and get that fixed. Alrighty, radiator repair. Now this is what you're going to need for this. This is all going to cost about, I don't know, less than 50 bucks. It's been a while since I bought it. But you can use it on a bunch of radiators, so it's honestly going to be like a couple bucks to fix a radiator. Now you're going to need a very specific type of solder and flux, which are kind of hard to come across in normal stores, but if you go to O'Reilly's, in their tool aisle, like the middle of the store, on the like bottom right, if you're facing the shelf, usually, they will have this, and mini torches all next to each other. It's literally the entire kit to repair radiators, all right there in the aisle. It's about the only spot I could find it. What you're gonna need is 4060 rosin core solder and some, trying to remember if this one's actually from O'Reilly's or if I snagged this from somewhere else. Copper to copper, copper to brass connection flux. Whatever's next to this is what you're gonna want to use. Beyond that, besides that, you're gonna want to get yourself a clean brush, much unlike the one I have here, and a little hand torch. Whatever connection you're trying to resolder, you're gonna put some paste on it, heat it up, and then use this brush to brush out all the old solder Put some more of that on, and then heat up the metal and let the new solder wick into the joint, which is what this helps promote. This is actually really simple and pretty satisfying to do, and again, only costs you a couple bucks to fix a radiator. Yeah, you want to try to heat up the metal that the solder will be joining to, not so much the joint itself. Once those are hot enough, they will begin to wick together really naturally. Alright, let's keep at this for a bit, and once I'm satisfied with my booger work here, we'll re-pressure test it. Alright, been a couple minutes. I've been chasing leaks. I got the other side hopefully sealed up now. I would fix one, and the next would start leaking, and then the next would start leaking, and then the next, and so on, because that solder is very brittle at this point. In fact, this tube here, which you can see I have the core, the radiator tube core pulled out of the hole, just came right out with no heat. I just grabbed it and pulled it right out. So this is not the side that was leaking before, but I've got this out, as you can see, because this tube started leaking. It has a hole like an inch up on the other end. So all I need to do is roll that back and plug the hole on each tank, and it will keep fluid from ever being in this leaky tube, thusly fixing it. Don't worry, it's not like this entire chunk of the radiator doesn't do anything. This one tube does, but this is a 2-core radiator, which means right behind these tubes there's a second stack of tubes that goes from tank to tank. You can have up to a 4-core radiator, which would have 1, 2, 3, 4 tubes stacked this way that all head all the way across. That is what they mean by multiple core radiator. This one, again, merely a 2. As you can see, I've got this cleaned up. I got a little brass wire brush I found in there. Got them all scraped down. If you need more room, don't be afraid to peel some of these fins back. I'm going to start heating this up. I'm going to turn my heat way down so I can hopefully just localize it to this problem area and not start chasing leaks again. Get some solder in there. Get it boogered over the hole. There we go. Now I'll start carefully heating up the metal until it flattens out just like that. That's what we want. I can already see the one next to it getting a little warm. It fell into the tank. Okay, cool. Just a little bit more. Okay, it might not be fixed, but it's different. Alright, now to test this, I'm going to apply some air pressure to the tank, hit it with some soapy water, and watch for bubbles. Alrighty, there she is. I had to fix about 5 leaks that I found actually, and kept causing as I fixed the others, but that is finally sealed. I can come up to like 10 psi and it blows the caps off the end before I can get any leaks out of it, so she should be good to go. Let's find our hardware and get that bolted in, which is in the bolster. Yeah, it's over there. Which is actually a great segue into something I want to talk about. And that is Bolster and their lineup of awesome stuff, along with new colors. What this is a silicone, chemical resistant, heat resistant mat that organizes all of your bolts. I use the hell out of these. We've got like 10 of them in the shop. They are fantastic. If you're doing a water pump or something with a bunch of random length bolts, you can draw out the shape of the water pump in the bolster. And one of my favorite features about these is the fact that when you're doing a project and you get pulled off to work on something else, you just leave all the bolts in that bolster and throw it in the vehicle. This is the leftover stuff from the Bonneville. And if I were to reassemble this engine, I could do it perfectly by just following this left to right pattern that I laid out backwards from the start and reassemble that whole motor if I needed any of this hardware. These things are fantastic. They're super durable, they're very affordable, and they are a great thing to have around the shop. Check them out, bolster.com. And if any of you guys out there are like me and have a history in aviation mechanics, you know exactly how incredibly anally retentive everyone is about hardware retention, because if you lose any of it, you ground the entire flight line until that last washer is found. This is excellent for keeping bolts around and making sure they don't get lost and wind up in an intake of an engine or somewhere they shouldn't be. And actually, speaking of aviation, Bolster does now have a red, white, and blue version that is for the Air Force that you can find on their website. So yeah, check them out, bolster.com. They've got the original, they've got these trays, they got the little contractor ones with magnets and stuff that can clip to your belt, with all your little screws or drill bit attachments. And they've got these big bastards. This one was made in collaboration with Anderson PDR. And that one is, okay, it's the same, but it's blue. Huge thanks to the guys at Bolster for sending these over and make sure we don't lose our nuts. All right, let's go get a radiator in. And it's a convenient 2-piece shroud. Makes for easy installs. In you go. All right, let's get him bolted down, hooked up, and see if I can drive this car all the way home. Or see if I live at the shop forever now. All right, there we go. Let's see how she does. Activate and... It would appear the shroud touches a little. That'll self-clearance eventually, right? There we go. Alright, we're going to let this come up to temp, top off the coolant, and then we'll try it again. See if I can make it home. There we go. She seems to be holding. Let's try it again. Attempt 2. So far, so good. I know most of the problem was the fact that the entire ignition system and all the other electrical components were just blasted with a pressure washer and therefore were pretty wet. But there was also kind of this flooding thing going on. I don't really know definitively what it was, but it seems to have all gone away so far. So let's see if we make it. So far it's running absolutely perfect. We got good temp, we have oil pressure, and it's just carrying on. Alright, here we go, heading out of town. Off into the country armed with nothing more than a pliers. Not that I would really need anything else. Temp's still looking fantastic, oil pressure's still present. Alternator's working, clock is not, and the fuel gauge has Tourette's. More ADHD, it's just vibrating. Oh, okay, well now it's not. Transmission shifts nice. Good cruising RPM, look at that. 55 at 21. Oh yeah. That means it has a turd ratio in the rear end, but you just don't care in these big cruiser cars. You're just comfortable existing, just traversing the country in pure comfort and ignorance. And the engine's dying. Yeah, here it goes. Damn it. I think we're clogging up a fuel filter. It'll kick down, but yeah, it's out of fuel. This is right about where the plow truck started having problems with the same issue years ago. Well, we brought an extra fuel filter somewhere. There it is. So hopefully I can limp this to a good spot and then we can swap that out. She is struggling pretty good. Oh, I don't know if it's gonna do it. Come on, up the hill, up the hill. Keep her going, keep her going. To be fair, I knew this was going to happen because the fuel tank was quite rusty. Just didn't want to deal with it. And honestly, I'm surprised that it sat there and idled for 10 minutes while I bled the cooling system and didn't really show any issues. That was very surprising. There's a nice driveway up there. Let's shoot for that one. Alright, this guy's a fan of the show. Thanks for watching. I'm going to be using your driveway to do a fuel filter change. Sorry about the dead grass. Oh. Oh, good. Is that because it doesn't suck anymore? Because it's clogged? Old Mr. Gasket filters out. These aren't very good, honestly. New microguard going in. This is a 33033. Wix and microguard both have a filter in this number. They're better and they're cheaper. I will say though that the Wix actually comes with 2 hose clamps and little bits of fuel line. This one does not. I don't know what the price point is on this, but I don't always need those. However, for road trips, if you throw one in, those are nice to have for emergency repairs. Alrighty, there we are. Thanks to the handy dandy pliers. We got ourselves a new filter. Let's see how far we make it this time. I did leave our external fuel source installed, but there's only about an inch of fuel in it. I forgot to fill it up before we left. That's our emergency tank in case we don't make it. I think she will though. We can at least limp it the rest of the way. A life with ye. Alright. Just gonna assume that that's already fed the bowl and ignore all the problems we're about to have. As long as I can get moving, it's downhill to the next driveway after this uphill part. Seems to be going good. Back on the road. Gonna make her all the way home, one filter at a time. Alright, pause for inevitable bowl is not filling. And there it is. Yep. I got a dead pedal. we are not pulling any fuel whatsoever. Okay, well that's not the filter. That's the pickup in the tank that's bad. Ooh, if I just touch the throttle, I slow down less quickly. If I can make it to the bottom of this hill, I can swap to the other fuel system and we'll be fine. Yep, and it's dead. But I made it to the top of the hill. Haha! Alright, Scott, I'll be using your driveway. Thank you very much. Let's see if I can get this swapped over. Well, now that's interesting. Fuel tank flows just fine. Uh-oh. Well, if it's not our tank feed, which is honestly really surprising, and it's a brand new filter, it's got to be the pump or the filter right there on the carb, which means that shitty Mr. Gasket filter let a bunch of crap through. There's not much I can do about that. I could try to blow it out, actually. Let's see if I can take that filter on the front of the carb off and blow it out. Specifically, this little guy right there is a filter. Well, interestingly, I had fuel pressure in front of this filter. The line was plentiful and good to go. So I think this guy's probably our culprit. Oh yeah, some chunks came out of that. Not a ton, but some. Man, it's a shame I didn't do this in the afternoon when everyone was off work. I probably would have been offered like 4 beers by now. All right, let's see if that changes anything. Well, it appears to idle, I guess. So that does seem a little better. Let's try it again. I think that might have done it. It might have been that filter on the carb after all. Regardless, it should give me enough fuel to get some velocity here and make it to the next set of hills. No, I've straight up got full power. Okay. Let's see. Wait for the bowls to run out as I stay on the throttle. Any minute. Oop, there's a stumble. Back off the throttle a little bit, and there they go. Yep, we're out of fuel again. Okay. Things aren't looking good. But I am doing 55, and I am at the top of another set of hills. And there's only one more uphill between here and the driveway. This is it. This is the last hill. 50 mile an hour. I should be able to coast up that if nothing else. And it looks like it's going to be nothing else. God damn. Come on. Up the hill. You can do it. We're down to 35 mile an hour, and the lady in the Jeep is very annoyed. Go around. It's a passing zone. Okay, you know what? You don't want to pass in the passing zone. That's on you. I can only get 1,400 RPM out of the motor, but it is still continuing on. I can only get 1,100 RPM out of the motor, but it is continuing on. Here it is, the last hill, which was conveniently blurry because I don't want anyone to know where we live and show up at our house. If you do somehow ever figure it out, please do not show up at my house under any circumstances, ever. Just warning you, I can see really good in the dark. She's clinging on to the last little bit of fuel, but she's done it. The Cougar has brought me home. It's Mook. Hiya, Mook. Yeah, sure, now it revs. Not bad, old car. Not bad. Alrighty, the Cougar has made it home. After sitting in a turkey barn for referred to the beginning of the video number of years, this thing is running and driving once again. It definitely needs a lot more work. The fuel system, junk. The steering, very loose. The bodywork, from specifically this angle, not bad. But from the other side, pretty rough. The paint could use some help. This could be a great car for someone. It just needs a little more work. And I think I know exactly who to send this to get said work done. If you guys want to see the rest of the story of the Cougar, head over to Pole Barn Garage's channel, because this is going straight to his house for him to fix up the quarter panels, front fender, bumper, and give it a respray to make this a nice looking car once again. Isn't that right, Hobbs? Yeah. Thank you guys for watching this episode. Best way to support the channel is to check out the merch at junkyarddigs.com. We'll see you guys next time. Peace. Nothing cat related is getting wrong with me today.